Hello again. This is Stephen Welsh, President of the International Chiropractors Association, with the ICA monthly update for the month of December, in the year that will never be forgotten. Now, I hope you enjoyed last month's update. Dr. Helene Langevin's presentation on the subject of whole person health and the importance of changing our current research model was a breath of fresh air. And Dr. Lipton's insight into the effect of stress on the immune system was quite enlightening. Now, both segments were both very timely and relevant as the world continues to struggle with the effects of the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic. Now, as the year comes to a close, it appears that there may be a light at the end of the tunnel. You see, on Friday, the FDA issued an emergency use authorization for the first COVID-19 vaccine. Now, this is certainly good news for those with a compromised immune systems who have been anxiously awaiting its arrival. But let me share a little bit of information about what also has taken place over this last week and a half. One, on December 3rd, Florida issued a new regulation requiring labs to report the cycle threshold values used when processing the PCR test. You say, what is that? Who cares? Why does that matter? Let me explain. You see, during that test, where we're testing for some of the RNA for positive COVID results, they have to amplify by cycling and magnifying what they're detecting. Okay, now somewhere around 40 or 45 cycles, I'm not sure exactly what that number is, even a little bit of dead RNA can actually generate, it can be magnified so much that can actually generate what would be a false positive. And so if the threshold is a little lower, then it takes a real infection to actually trigger that positive result. Why does that matter? Well, if the labs are cycling it too many times, then they're going to be generating a whole lot of false positives. Now, on December 10th, during the hearings regarding the new vaccine, the CDC suggested that the COVID infection rate might actually be exponentially higher than currently being reported. What does that mean? If, in fact, the infection rate is exponentially higher, then that would mean the fatality rate would be significantly lower. And I think they were suggesting up to 7 times an order of magnitude. And if the infection rate is really that high, then that means the fatality rate might even be less than that of the flu. Now, the bottom line, we don't know whether we're generating too many false positives and overestimating how many infections we have, or whether or not the true infection rate is a lot higher. And if it is, then that means the fatality rate is actually lower. Now, we're not going to know for quite some time. So in the meantime, I would suggest you follow your local guidelines. As essential healthcare providers, you need to follow the rules in your jurisdiction. All right, you owe it to your patients and you owe it to yourselves and your families. Now, let's get back onto the update. During the past 9 months, we've heard from many health experts with a common message, and that is that the severity of the infection is dependent on the health of the host. Now, this month, Dr. Lipton is going to return once again. You see, just 2 weeks ago, he was interviewed by Sean Stevenson. Now, in light of Friday's announcement, Dr. Lipton's message was so relevant and so powerful that I am sure you will enjoy seeing a special preview. And so once again, let's take a few minutes and watch a few excerpts. Here's Dr. Lipton.
Bruce Lipton, everybody.
Look at today's world. Every time you turn on TV, be afraid, be very afraid, go hide in your house. And I go, wow, that's as scary as hell. I say, why is it relevant? I am getting stress hormones dripping into my system every time I watch that damn TV. I'm getting stress hormones when I read a paper, go and surf the internet. I go, and what is that doing for you? And I say, it is compromising your health. I go, oh my God, have we just screwed the world big time? I go, why? Because the planet is on 24/7 stress all over the planet. And I go, we have bought into a fear. Is the virus as virulent as they say it is? Is the virus that deadly as it appears to be on the surface? I go, no, absolutely not. What's more deadly is A, the fear, and B, and this is the one most people aren't paying attention to, any compromises to your health have compromised your immune system. Okay? And I go, in America, 40% of U.S. citizens have 2 or more, actually 2.7 chronic diseases. They're compromised before the damn virus even showed up. And I go, well, why is that relevant? Because when the virus shows up, are they weakened because the virus is so strong? Or are they weakened because their immune system is under stress? And I go, that's the one. I said, but you blame the virus. And then everybody's now afraid. Healthy people are afraid. I go, well, everybody's hiding. And this is why did they put quarantine in the first place? When the virus first got here and there was an overrun in the hospital of people with problems from COVID, they said, we must slow down, so we're going to put everybody in a quarantine. I go, okay, good. You slowed it down. Now what? Okay, everybody come out of quarantine. I go, did they get an immune response while they were in quarantine? Or did the virus disappear when they were in quarantine? I go, no. What in the logical world do you think would happen? They quarantine over. I go, they're going to, second spike. It has to be. There was no other option but a second spike. Well, you got them scared to death. I said, oh, you scared them. I said, what's the result of that? You've messed with their immune system. You've already compromised their immune system because the stress hormones function shut off the immune system. The more you scare them, the worse the consequence of the COVID is. Okay? Is it because the COVID is virulent? I go, no, because your own immune system is stressed, shutting off, not going to deal with it. And I go, so what do we need to do? If you are compromised, take every precaution that they've talked about. So it is incumbent upon you to protect yourself. Is there a way out of it? Yep. Stay healthy. 4 things. I'll just give you the 4 things. Number 1, eat well. Because when you go to a doctor and he says, oh my God, you got cardiovascular problem. He says, well, here, take medicine. I go, no, you should go to the doctor. You got a problem. How do you take care of your health? You should go do things to take care of your health. And they say, no, just fill the prescription. That's why the doctors don't even offer the resolution is health. Number 2, we should be taking vitamins and supplements because that's what's missing from our food. And vitamin C and vitamin D, the 2 main vitamins that are necessary for the vitality of our immune system, should be taken every day. Why? They're the ones that enhance my immune system, okay? Number 3, so we have, first of all, eat better. Number 2, take supplements. Number 3, exercise. I go, why? It makes the system run better, okay? And then number 4, watch your stress level. Your stress level is in a direct compromise of an immune function. And the world is so stressed before the virus got here and now amped that stress. And it's a global situation. And I'm going to tell you something, so new information for the audience. We have a natural vaccine mechanism. Yeah, people were making immunity long before medical school was here. A million years, they were making immunity. I said, the vaccine is no replacement for normal immune function. As I said, if you're compromised, the vaccine is going to be good for you because your own system isn't going to make it. But if you're not compromised, your immune system is the most powerful ally you have because its function is to do exactly the fact of identifying the COVID and destroying it.
Now that you've heard from Dr. Lipton, I would like you to also hear from Sean. He has an interesting take on the broader subject of healthcare in the United States. It resonated with me, and I'm sure it will resonate with you. So let me introduce you to Sean Stevenson.
Dr. Lipton was continuing to reiterate, your body is the vaccine. Your body is the most powerful protective mechanism in the known universe, the most powerful pharmacy. It's already doing the job, but nobody's talking about that. They're not giving you any context. All they're talking about is the number of cases. Now we've got a case-demic. It's not just a pandemic, it's a case-demic. Right now, there is almost as of this recording, 56 million reported cases of SARS-CoV-2 infection. And to put that number in context again, when we're looking at around 1 million lives being lost, which every soul matters, but it's been turned into a number, a death toll ticker on the news. But there's not a survival ticker or a life ticker. When we look at that number in context, that's about 54, 55 million people infected with this virus who are okay. That's not the news that you get. We have to take back control of our minds. As he articulated so beautifully, the bigger issue is our fear because it compromises our immune system. Is our stress up or down right now? Higher than it's ever been. And we all can feel it at some level. And our cells are all picking up this coherent stress that's going on. And it doesn't feel right. Something is off. But we can change that coherence within our own bodies. And the beautiful part about that is it starts to outpicture itself into the world around us and affect change in the world around us. And we know that this is real. We know that this is the leading science, quantum mechanics. We shifted from Newtonian physics, that it's just all these parts and mechanisms and this desire to control nature. And it's this very arrogant approach to reality that we can control something that is so remarkable, so profound. We know nothing. And yet that's what we're leaning on right now. Science is going to fix this. But even the science right now, it's being pigeonholed and it's being put into a box on what science is acceptable. We have tens of thousands of incredible physicians, all types of folks working in health and wellness, who are dedicated to serving and helping folks, who are just saying, thank you so much for putting this information out there. This is real. But nobody is getting this information. We're only hearing one flavor. We're hearing the vanilla flavor. We can't just keep looking at it through the lens of pharmacology. Right now, our system of medicine here in the United States, $4 trillion a year invested into conventional medicine. We're just funneling money into something that is creative and supportive of the problem. No solutions, no cures for our biggest killers. They still continue to climb. They're not fixing anything, but now all of a sudden they're going to fix this. And it's a disconnection in reality. And our perception needs to shift over. And Dr. Bruce Lipton also articulated this of really doing things that are affirmative for our health, and especially affirmative for our mindset and our perception about reality, because our perception of stress, our perception of what's going on in the world is going to control what our biology is doing. We're just scratching the surface. I'm not taking my foot off the gas pedal. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep building because we are the ones who are going to create the movement. Things have to change right now. We're at a fork in the road with humanity. It's real, and it's up to us to change it. We can't keep looking out there for somebody to come along and do this. We can see what this has led to. It's up to us.
So there you have it. Are you beginning to get the picture? Are you ready to take action? Isn't it time that we change the paradigm? Will you join the ICA as we continue to try to change the public conversation? You see, contrary to what some would have the public believe, we are not doctors treating diseases. Our primary purpose is not to just treat neck pain and back pain. You see, we're not doctors of chiropractic medicine. We're actually doctors of health, educating our patients, adjusting their subluxations, and most importantly, facilitating their journey to a greater state of health. Well, that concludes my update for this month. Meanwhile, please check out the ICA COVID resource page, where you can find a link to that 1-hour interview on YouTube. And doctors, please share these messages with friends and colleagues. And meanwhile, please reach out and connect with the ICA. If you're an ICA member, thank you for your support. If not, now's the time to join us as we protect and promote vitalistic subluxation-based chiropractic worldwide. We are here for you to help you help your patients, because they still need that reassurance that there is no need for mass panic. And don't forget, you are truly their beacon of hope. And we will get through these challenging times, and we will do it by working together. Thank you.